to On the Map. My name is Jonathan Bati. Kroy needs to do his job. And Lossi,
Masih mantap.
Samantha, and Baby Mix, please. Welcome, everybody. So happy Monday. Happy Monday. Most depressing day of the week. You guys have all probably just finished your work day, and we're all very, very excited to be here on the mat. So what we usually do on the mat is we just hang out, we talk. You guys let me know about things that you want me to talk about. I answer questions, and Tui is behind the camera. Tui, say hi.
Bola.
Bula.
Everybody. Bola Henry, Ilsoni, Global Rugby, Justin Selmy, Bola everybody.
What's up,
Bola
everybody?
Richard.
What is going on?
What's up, everybody?
What's up? Welcome back. And so we just talked about current events, sports, things are going on in Fiji, things are going on around the world, and we're having a little competition today that maybe some of you heard about. And so you're gonna have to wait until the end to hear who wins. So I enjoy this time because it's a bit different than us posting and then people like we more than appreciate all the comments and everything like that and the direct messages and private messages. But this is fun because like Tui reads the stuff to me and then we get to, actually answer things live. And so Tui's making notes. He's making notes of who is the most engaged with us through this next hour. And we'll throw $100 to $100 or a hoodie and shipping to not and or. So if you guys want $100 or you want one of our Waka hoodies, just let us know. And then at the end, we're gonna announce who the winner is, who's most engaged, who asked the most questions. Going back and forth. Norm Lee knows all about that. Shout out to Norm Lee and all the OGs who are here today. And then at the end, we'll announce the name, and then you're gonna have to direct message us on Facebook or private message us on Facebook or Instagram so that we can get your address or your M-Pesa so that we can send you the money or the hoodie. What do you think, G?
Yeah.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
All right. Let me get my together so we can start this off. How many people we got going on right now?
We got 44.
All right.
Counting. Yeah.
Cool.
So I already got questions here if you want to start off.
Okay, shoot me a question while I pull up our talking points here. Right, so if you guys ever wonder why I'm looking down, it's because I have a laptop here and trying to stay organized so we can have a good conversation.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Yeah, first up Juliana. Hey Julie, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for coming in.
Question: have you ever thought of doing a tour around your farm?
Like with videos? Yeah, like I think I've shown like throughout the years, like in different YouTube videos, like different parts of our farm. I've never really like done like a full walkthrough. So like we talk about, like, to be honest with you guys, like there isn't a lot to see. I mean, you guys might be surprised about like how little there's to see. So like we've been here for almost 4 years now in Fiji. So just so you guys know, Stephanie and the kids are still in Canada. So this is a straight up sausage fest we got going on here. Just me, Tui, and Kroy. So we're just hanging out. Steph and the kids land next week. So we're just hanging out. We're killing time. That's why I wanted to invite a bunch of people to come on today so we can have some fun. So it's taken a long time to get to this point. So we've been going at this for like 3 or 4 years now. And, it took us about 2.5 years to get our leases. We talked about that whole lease story in the last live. Was that last time?
Yeah. Last live.
Yeah. And so once we got our leases, then we were able to start making some ground. And then, hurricanes hit and a lot of dummy tax being paid. So when I say dummy tax, just, learning lessons the hard way, doing things, listening to different people's opinions because, like, I'm an open book. I want to learn from people. I don't admit to know what I'm doing all the time when it comes to farming. So finding the right people, setting up the right team, that all takes time. And I'm not coming in here with like saying that like I am going to revive the agriculture industry in Fiji. No, I'm like looking for the mission of our company is to create employment opportunities. That is the mission of the Waka brand. Do you see the truck in the background?
Yeah.
And so I just want to do whatever creates jobs. And so in our area, like there's a lot of land, which is the resource that is the hardest thing, one of the hardest things to come by. We were talking about, I think last live again, about the difference between income and wealth. And I think that real estate or property or land is actually where the true wealth lies. And so we, my family, like in this area, we're blessed with lots of land. It's just not utilized, I think. And I believe we'll be held accountable for things that God has given us that we don't steward well. And so that was kind of the idea behind coming and doing the agriculture thing. So again, I don't know everything, but I would love to give you guys a tour. Like we could maybe like do a walkthrough of each farm, just like show everybody what's going on.
Yeah,
That could be cool.
I feel like we could do that once we drop the office
boy stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, when we drop that.
When are we dropping Office Boy?
Yeah.
We're aiming for mid next month,
Mm.
but it takes forever with the suppliers and stuff like that. So we're quite,
What all the merchandise?
yeah, like all the merchandise. So we have shirts, we're gonna have hats, hoodies for Waka and for the Office Boy brand. So this is a collab that we're doing with a guy named Bati Level. And yeah, he's just a guy who proved himself that he could do like mid to large scale farming. And the problem for him was that he didn't have the equipment. And I have the equipment, but I don't have the time. So he has no equipment and time. I have no time, but I have some equipment in the form of a tractor. And so I guess we're like co-investors, like 50-50 partners in our Office Boy venture. So this farm that we're doing together. And so I do the land prep, he does the planting and maintenance. And then when we harvest, we split it, we take out the expenses, we split it 50-50. So this only works with people that you trust. And so he's the guy that I trust. And I think that if we market this in the right way, it could be like a cool story for people to see. Yeah. So that's the story behind Office Boy. And so along with the farm, we're going to be doing merch. We're going to be doing videos like hats, apparel. We want to get into like different releases, like, you know, gumboots and shirts and, you know, all sorts of stuff. I even want to get into like doing like hand and stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool. So hopefully, because we're quite picky about, so like you guys, can they see this? Like these like, so this is the logo for Office Boy. I don't have it on the shirt, but these are like custom sleeve tags. And so, but I don't like them because they actually on the inside, they scratch your arm. And so we're going to scrap the sleeve tag idea because I really want everything to be comfortable and to fit nicely.
So we're going with baggies.
No, we're not actually in the end. No, because we ended up not being able to go with our overseas supplier, and we're not able to find like a baggy fit shirt. So this is like supposed to be like a loose fitting shirt. Yeah. So when we say baggy, it's like big. The sleeves are long, but like the neck fits, right? So like you still got a good collar on it. So that's all fun. Yeah. Okay. So we're aiming for mid-September, but because we're really picky, and we're probably pain in the butt for like some of our like wholesale suppliers, it takes a while to go through the sampling process. And then, yeah, exactly. So.
Mike. Hey, sir, Mike. Hey,
what's up, Mike?
Tyrone. Hey, brother Tyrone from 90. What's up?
Hey, Tyrone. So, how's it going?
Yeah.
So,
you want to start off with what topics you have?
Yeah, well, I kind of want to talk about the Fiji game over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, there's a whole bunch of questions here about the Fiji game.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I was going to say, what do they think about it?
Yeah, normally 34-17, France over Fiji. Yeah. What do you think about the game?
Yeah, I thought, this is normally. I thought that it was a really, really good game. I think Fiji we learned like a lot of important things, I think, about each team. I think Fiji, and you guys can please correct me if you think I'm wrong or like roast me, because, and I'll say it many times during this, I'm an idiot. I played a bunch of rugby, you know, I never got paid for playing rugby, but I went as high as I could go until, you know, just like before you would like basically go to contract. And so I've never coached or anything. This is just my analysis as an amateur, right? So take it with a grain of salt. But I did make some notes because I was actually like interested in like having a chat with everybody here about what I thought. One thing I think we did learn about the teams, I learned about the teams, is that France has a pretty weak bench, actually. Like the players that, at least the bench that they had against Fiji, wasn't very strong. Like especially the forwards. Like we saw them dominating Fiji pretty good with their starting lineup, and then Fiji really came back to own the lineouts, own their own lineouts at least, and that might have been because of the, the hooker. But I mean, Sam Matavesi is such a good player too. I think he just brings like so much stability to the team.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, he's that really like utility hooker, like a Dan Coles or somebody, right? Like he's not huge, but he's got a lot of versatility with like the different positions that he can play in. I think because of his size, he ends up with a big work rate, and you find him in like a lot of breakdowns. And so I like him. But the Fiji, contrasting to the French side, I think Fiji has like a really strong bench. Like as we saw, like even when we swapped out I'm mind blanking right now. We swapped out the number 9, our halfback. When we swapped Lamani out for what's his name?
I don't know the guy's name.
Guys, help us out here.
Hey,
Koroy. 4:30.
Koroy knows.
Yeah, somebody here will correct us. Like I said, I'm an idiot. So, I think we saw really good results from that. I think bringing on people like when Tushi came on. Oh, also I took a picture actually. You guys are like this. So, I think Tushi is like what you. Tushi is like a Jack Dewey. Tushi. If you actually look at Dewey, and you were just talking about leather bags the other day, and I found a picture of him, and I think this is like a lot. I think this is you.
Me?
That's you.
No way.
That's you. It's like
the buff
a decade
me.
in the gym.
The jacked me.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, dude.
No, it's not.
Yeah, come on.
Wait.
Come on.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it is.
Wait. No.
Yeah.
No.
Tui. Tui. Let's go. Dude, you still got the leather bag, man.
Oh, the leather bag.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it.
You see that?
I see it.
Look at those straps. Look at those straps, not the biceps, the straps, okay? Stop looking at the biceps. Stop it.
Can't help it.
He's huge, dude. Like when he's like taking a casual picture and it's just like ears to shoulders. Like
would you do that? Do you train this a lot?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Normally says, do you on steroids?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what it looks like. So I think in the first quarter, at least of the game, like the ref was calling everything. There's so much stoppage, like it was like you just hear the whistle going off like every 2 seconds. I think like France had a few opportunities where they got really close to the line, but because Fiji was really aggressive on like their jackling in the ruck, like they end up stealing like some really key ball from France.
Yeah.
Because there was like 2 or 3 times where France caught like within 5 meters, and then there was a turnover, and like so the people like were saying like, oh, if it wasn't for the, I think we were saying that today, if it wasn't for the interception, like it would have been really close. Freaking Jacques. He's Jacques. Yeah, France like could have distributed the ball widely. There was a couple times where they had like one more pass to make, and the players for whatever reason decided to hold on to it and cut back in, or just carry the ball into the line. And so I don't know what it's with their wing distribution, but I thought there was.
What about the discipline though? What do you think?
From both teams?
With Fiji themselves, like keeping up.
Yeah, I thought it was. Discipline didn't really stand out to me. Why did it stand out to you?
No,
I think
because that used to be a major.
Yeah, I think with like so many players playing for the Rua, we're not seeing that like ghetto freaking stuff you see in Prince Charles Park at like provincial level rugby. Like, yeah, I think the level is just raised way up, and so anybody who's seen a game at any of like the local stadiums knows what I'm talking about. Like like once when a team like I just feel like Fiji was notorious for like ill discipline when things were tough, and then no patience. Like if they were like doing like
main tapi kira boleh nana. And
then when and then like the most frustrating thing for me, like used to be watching Fiji, like was the lack of patience that I feel like we had because we would always like we'd like do forward picks, and then and like we'd be making like 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, and then eventually we'd have to do something outrageous and like swing the ball for no reason or do some sort of fancy offload or something.
Yeah.
And I just love the patience with the forwards game, like
Yeah.
just doing the pick, drive, pick, drive. I think it's like that's a sign of like the quality of coaching and everything that they have now.
Yeah. Bula Fiji.
Bula, everybody, thank you for joining. What is this?
This is
From where?
Krog from Sangani. Cripple everything.
Hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You see this?
Oh, mint,
Yeah.
minty fresh. So yeah, overall, I was pretty happy. Yeah, like we said, Tushu, I think he had a huge impact. Great patience I have here from the forwards before the Randandra try, like, and then like Randandra is like he's so athletic or something that like when he ran in for that try, it was like there's a difference. Okay, like you look at the way like Bill Mata runs and the way that Randandra runs, like Mata is like he was my player of the match, by the way. Who was your guys' player of the match? I'd like to know. But no, like the I don't care about you.
Oh,
No.
You know rugby.
Yeah, you play cricket.
You know rugby.
You know hockey.
You elephant. You elephant.
Like when Mata was hitting the line, dude, when he was running with such like ferocious anger. It was like, dude, like, are you angry at like did somebody in your family do something to you or something? Because like he looks pissed off, and then Ronaldo runs, and he's just like, but when he makes contact, people are just like, there's like busting off of him.
Yeah, Turn back now. Play of the match, ref. Yeah. I feel like the ref was biased.
Really?
I feel like it. Yeah.
Oh.
Or maybe because I'm just overreading it because after the
Owen Farrell?
Owen Farrell and John.
We can talk about that after.
Yeah, we'll talk
I like
about
that. So you guys prep your thoughts and comment on like what you think of the Owen Farrell situation.
After that, I was like, nah, I'll just see over the rest of the thing. How they treat.
Dude, rest lives matter, dude. Rest lives.
Well, I gotta start reading these questions.
Okay.
Man, because
it
just keeps coming.
Hit me.
All right. Well, I'll start from the top. I'm gonna be fair to everyone, so I'll just read out the ones that stand out. And
yeah, read out like the ones, and then if there's repeaters, then obviously.
Yeah. Okay. Where do we? Dude. Okay. Anyways, how was your day, man?
Me?
Yeah.
It actually felt pretty productive. Started work a bit early this morning, around 5:30, and then
I heard you like 5:30.
yeah. Once we sign off from here, we got a little special project that we're working on. So working to the late hours of the night. But that's what single life's like.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use this time without the kids and without Steph to like crush out some stuff that needs to be done, in life and around the house and stuff like that. Yeah.
So Jocelyn, tell me, when are you guys gonna open a coffee shop in here?
The plan is before year end. That is the plan. The plan to open the coffee shop is before year end. I mean, we'd love to do it in the next 3 to 4 months, but we have some things on the go right now, so we're just trying to prioritize everything well so we can launch well, and make sure that we deliver a great experience for our customers.
Okay. So we'll be when Steph comes back then, maybe like in the next 2 months, like that.
Yeah,
we'll be in Seoul.
That's the hope. That's the hope. But with the all the media stuff that we're going to be doing here, we want to get that off the ground. So the thing is, like with businesses, like there's a kind of a side note now. You probably want to get into your questions.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Like there's no shortage of opportunities in life. I guess a lot of people feel like they don't have opportunities. I guess it just depends how you look at the world, because I know friends that are in better positions than me and they feel like they don't have opportunities. and like the world is, cold and harsh, and that they're stuck in they can't like work outside of like their 9 to 5. So with all the opportunities, the key thing actually becomes the ability to like say no and to work on the right things. Because if you invest really, really heavily, if you have no cash flow, you're gonna die. So you can have, if we can $500,000 in rental portfolio and commercial real estate, and if they're not cash flowing, like you're gonna die. You need payments. You need money to make payments, to pay bills, to pay staff, and so we've got a few businesses. We need to get cash flowing a bit better, basically, so that we can like do the right thing when we open in Singapore. So, yeah.
Sure. This is from Isaac. So,
Hi, Isaac.
Can you please vlog on the wild pig hunting?
Oh yeah, we did one before. Yeah.
But then, we're still waiting on who's the guy. He's the best.
Oh yeah.
pig
So
hunter
there's a guy who just lives just up the road from us, and he's got like probably, I don't know, close to a dozen dogs, and so he asked if we would come out with him and video and like document the whole thing. And so he takes guns and he takes dogs, and I love dogs. Oh, okay, I should say it like this: I like dogs and I love guns, and I love eating pork. So it's a great combo. It's like it can't be a bad time, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Hopefully, like if we go, but like when he goes out, like that one time, like he's like, oh yeah, on Saturday we got 8 or something like that, 8 or 10 pigs. I'm like, oh, this is like a different level than like the trapping games,
Yeah.
But so yes, I'll give you guys the YouTube vlog. What number was it? I'll have to find it after, and then I'll give it to people. But there was a vlog where we did go. We were just out hiking in the jungle, and then we ran into 2 pigs that were caught in some traps.
Yeah, we could share it on the Facebook page.
Yeah, for sure.
This from Illusion. Are you guys thinking of expanding your businesses to the west?
Yeah, for sure. So like what we're actually working towards is probably setting up the Suva branch, like wherever we do that. Like we'll probably have multiple in Suva, but setting that one up and then probably franchising, because like there's a lot of people, and there's been people on this live who are like, hey, do you have any investment opportunities for people outside of Fiji to be able to make in Fiji? I think a lot of people are sick and tired of, or at least with the messages we get, they're tired of sending money from overseas to the family, and then it is kind of like, nothing coming. Not that it's not spent wisely or it's like misspent, but like the cycle continues, right?
Yeah.
So they'd like to make investments where they can employ people, and so like the fact of the matter is, like, if we have a really good business and we're cash flowing really, really well, why wouldn't I just keep all the locations for myself, right? I mean, that's what you have to ask yourself before you go franchise. It's like, well, why don't you just do it yourself? Well, if you don't have the money, then you can franchise and then get more cash flow and then do another business.
Yeah.
So for us, it's like, I think like with the mission of our company, it would make sense to provide an opportunity for other people to invest in Fiji. Because like I said a couple of weeks ago, like I think the best way to fight inflation and to bring up the dollar value in Fiji is not to make more money or not to just create more money. Like I think what happens when people go overseas and just send money home, we're basically just creating money. It's just money's coming in, and then we all know money comes and money goes. Instead of just creating money, we create the things that money buys. And so like creating businesses which create products or services which brings value to the country. And so that's what we want to do.
We're from Global Rugby.
Yeah.
Do you guys use primitive tools?
Yep, we do. Yeah, like our shed is full of them. Primitive tools.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I know.
Like we use machetes and like digging forks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Get merchandise for the Walker family. Right now we have the hoodies.
Yeah, right now we just have hoodies. But like we said at the beginning, we are working on getting everything ready to launch for hopefully next month. Yeah.
This one, Busa, Boleh, are you still buying jeans?
No,
No.
not at the moment.
Yeah.
But again, that's another business that we will hopefully be working on. Like that's an opportunity I want to provide to people in our area for sure.
No.
Because there's so much product.
Another one from Isaac. Jonathan, who gave you the idea of starting vlogs and what challenges did you face from the start? I like this one.
You like that question?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really, really good
From
question.
Isaac.
Isaac. Thank you, Isaac. Can you repeat the question? There was two parts to kind of that question. What gave you the what gave you the idea to start doing vlogs?
Vlogs and what challenges did you face from the start?
Okay, so from the start for sure is just like building up, all the things that you need to do vlogs. So and with Fiji, you actually don't need anything other than a phone, and most of you guys have a smartphone. That's probably how you're watching this live right now. So if you have a smartphone, you can start vlogging. So for us, it was like we wanted to do it, on, I guess, a greater level, like, vlogging things that are just in our day-to-day lives, but also like, when we go spearfishing, well, that requires, GoPros and then, drone shots to give people an overview of like what Fiji is like, to give a bit more, I guess, body to the vlog and to kind of like stitch things together. So we wanted to try, the goal of vlogging was to tell our story. Sorry, guys. Interruption. Awesome. Good job, mother. So with vlogs, everybody has a story, okay? You have a story. Whoever's watching this right now, you have a story that people would legitimately be interested, especially if you're in Fiji, especially if you're a person who wants to move to Fiji, especially if you're a person from Fiji who moved overseas. Like, everybody's got a unique story, and nobody is you with your experiences and your worldviews and, the lens that you see the world through. So we might not have a product, and we didn't have a product. And so, I knew that the athletes that I love the most, the entrepreneurs that I, took inspiration from, the businesses that I loved, were the ones that had a story to tell. So like, think of, and this is why I believe that the Waka family needs to be the storytellers for Fiji Rugby and Fiji and Gua. What do you think?
Yeah.
Huh? We should, right?
Mm.
So we could definitely take care of that. We could get some people in house to like document all that, because like, imagine if, like, say right now the Fiji rugby team, right? Imagine if they had a videographer who's going with them, editing vlogs every day while they're on the road. You got to see like each of the players' personalities, how they interact with each other. Obviously not showing like game plan stuff and like proprietary knowledge to like them, on the World Cup, that would, challenge them in the World Cup, pursuits, but like just telling the story. I think that the athletes that I cheer for the most are the people that I know the stories of, whether that's NBA players or NFL or rugby. It's like, either the villages that they came from or you're distantly related to them. All this kind of stuff helps. And I think that when they have a product to sell, aka with athletes, say they make it to a team, you buy Yosefo Masi's jersey because he comes from a village in Kawuni, and that he was such a young talent that played sevens and then won the gold medal. Then he went to overseas, and then he went to Australia. Then he tried rugby league, and now he's playing for the Rua, and now he's going to be going to the Rugby World Cup. But like, there's very little effort made to tell the story of these players, and I feel like the world could know about this. So we do this to tell our story, so that one day when we have a product, people will buy the product because they know us, they trust us, and yeah. I'm ranting, but that's what this is all about. You're like trying to keep up with questions.
I got one from shit. Where's this guy? This one. what's the value of Fijian dollars in Canada? I'm thinking of going there for work.
So like 650 Fijian is 1,000 Canadian. So what's that? Like so $1 Fijian will get you like less than 70 cents in Canada, I guess. So why do you want to move to Canada? I'm not saying it's a bad idea or a good idea. I'm not asking that with any. I'm just saying like why? Maybe a family there, or there's a job waiting there for you.
What's the weather like in Canada?
Right now, it's summer. It's hot. Heaps of smoke. I was talking to a friend right now who's fighting fires. Or I was talking to a friend this morning who's fighting fires, and he's exhausted. But yeah, in our hometown where we come from, there's like a huge fire that burned down on the burned tons and tons of homes on just on the other side of the lake. So one more question, then we'll do some headlines.
Yeah. I think this was from who's this guy? Idison.
You found it?
Yeah. Oh no, from Isaac. It was gosh.
While you're trying to find that, so going back to Isaac's other question actually about the vlogging and stuff like that. So we're doing the vlogging because we want to tell a story so that when we have products, you guys know us, you guys want to buy our products over other people's products, all right? So basically the idea behind that is, and I was having this conversation with my brother-in-law when I was back home, and we were talking about the brand John Deere. You know, the tractors, the green and yellow tractors. So he sells Fendt tractors, which are a European tractor brand, and he despises John Deere. So John Deere is kind of like either you like diehard you bleed green and yellow in Canada, or you really despise John Deere. And he does not like John Deere. But what he told me was that John Deere is a marketing company that sells tractors. So they're a company that branded really well. They have a very famous like color set with their brand, and people like if you buy their combine harvester or their swather or their tractors, you're going to buy their lawnmowers, you're going to buy their hats, you're going to buy their merch. And so like kind of taking a similar approach to our business, and there's nothing wrong with, you know, having a marketing business that has a product. That's kind of what we're doing, is we're just creating marketing opportunities for ourselves by just creating a brand and a name for the brand, the Waka brand, telling the Waka brand story to the Waka family. And then we can just pick and choose products and add them in different businesses and just start adding them in and basically create a portfolio that, and like our goal is that by 2031 that we'll have the most diverse and innovative portfolio in the South Pacific. So
sorry, kind of lost that question, but this one is from Vilma.
But Isaac's been asking some good questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you introduce your family background?
My family background?
I would say yung Bengali, Ika, and yeah, bro, go ahead. So I feel like a lot of people think you're not actually Fijian.
Oh yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So
your full name?
I guess I'll start with my mother. My mother is like half Dutch and half English. That's where I get the bootay from, they say, in the motherland. I don't know. I don't know. As they say, that's the one feature from the Van Dyck family that I carried. Yeah.
The big trunk.
Yeah, the big trunk. No, not the trunk.
Oh, wait, not the trunk.
Other side,
oh, yeah,
not the
side.
The back side.
Wait.
I mean, I'm not saying that. Hey, stop!
Hey, who's the leader?
These guys, man. But okay, I have my dad's side. So my dad is Fijian. He's from Levu, and so right now we're in Senganga, and I don't know how much detail I want to. I mean, okay, so I didn't come. I was born here actually. I was born in Lotoka General Hospital by a doctor. My doctor was Dr. Epeli Nelitiko. Was my doctor, and actually I met his daughter actually through Twitter.
Yeah.
Mere. Yeah.
Mere Nelitiko. She's
Hibiscus.
Yeah, Hibiscus.
Oh, okay.
And she works in Fiji TV. Before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what else? Oh, Matangali,
Yeah.
Namulevo,
Mm.
Yavusa, Tamanimbuza, Tikina Shanganga, Yasana Madwata, born and bred, Fiji. No, that's where.
Are you born?
Huh?
You born? In
Yeah,
Fiji? Yeah.
born in Fiji, and bread 50-50. You know, or like I like a little wholemeal in my white bread. Little mocha with my latte. You know? Yeah, I grew up all over the world, and my parents were missionaries, so I spent a lot of time in Africa, a little bit of time in New Zealand, and then the rest of the time in Canada and in Fiji. So, yeah.
Hmm. You got a question from Global. Do you love cover?
Do I love it? No, not really. To be honest with you.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I hit it maybe 2-3 times a day. No, we usually just do it on the mat. And actually,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
got told off last time.
yeah, to be straight up with everybody, like, because we just started this on the mat like not very long ago, and so Steph was saying like, this is very ironic right now, actually. We'll let everybody who's
And your dad's
oh no,
your dad's watching right now.
Oh, and our bird is a parrot, right?
Yeah.
Yours is the frog, eh?
No, yeah, we have to say we got.
Oh yeah.
No mosquito.
What? You said, so do we have a fish too?
What?
Fish too, right?
Yeah, what's your fish?
I don't know actually, to be honest. Dad.
Duna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you do know it. Go get tawag ko.
No. Gio.
Yo, uncle.
I think us too though.
Yeah?
Maybe Dad can comment in there if you find it.
Yeah.
Or Dad, WhatsApp me maybe if you're listening. What's our what is it, like a totem or something, right?
Yeah.
So the parrot is our bird. And then sorry, buddy, maybe I'm silly for not knowing.
Cow.
Huh?
Cow.
Madea, I think.
Mm.
Madea, yeah. Yeah. What was the question? Yeah. So yeah, with the grog stuff. So we just started doing this like twice a week. It was a few months ago, and then Stephanie, told me, she's like, hey, like I don't want you doing it on the Mondays at least, because the kids are starting to ask like, man, or so they noticed, my two boys, they said, man, Dad's like starting to drink lots of Yangona, right? Like Leaky said that to my wife, and I was to Stephanie, and I was like, okay, well, and it's also because like I never did it before, so then twice a week was like a lot, right? Like just twice a week is then 8 times a month, right? And 8 times a month is like what, 72 times a year. Mm-hmm. So compared to probably like 5 or 6 times a year before, like it's that's a huge change, right? Even though maybe isn't much for some people. So we're gonna just stick to Fridays when the kids are home. Mm. When the kids aren't home, Bati.
Suki.
No. Don't do Suki, kids.
Dude, my voice. I'm so glad I just had it like just in a day.
Yeah.
That voice, and like
we sound like Batman and Bane there.
Yeah, we're gonna post up the post after
video.
This,
yeah.
But, like my voice was way worse than John's from yesterday. Yeah. So maybe read out some of them.
All right. So there's this woman.
Questions later.
I'll wait for my dad's text. Maybe he can tell me what is our. Oh, did he say it? I didn't say it. I want to know what my fish is. Woman baffled after finding out she's been using public toilets wrong her whole life. An 18-year-old woman came to the realization that she had been using public toilets wrong her whole life, and only just had this epiphany during a conversation with a friend. According to the woman, she's been flushing the toilet with her foot, and she thought this is how it's supposed to be done. Well, that's not abnormal. There's a lever you need to push in order to flush. Yeah. So I've heard of some people like who use their foot. There's some people who always carry wet wipes with them because they always need to shine the exit. I guess because they don't want that stinky butt. And I I've I've heard in circles that there's some people who even lock the bathroom door and get up over the sink and squat over the sink so they can wash the exit.
Where, here in Fiji?
No, in America.
I think
they'll get the soap and then they'll wash the exit.
In the public toilet.
Yeah. Because they don't want the stinky bum.
And what like the water? Like, where do they get the water?
No, they squat over they get up on the sink and they squat, turn on the tap, and then, yeah.
And then if anybody just...
Oh, they would have to lock the door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, there's all sorts,
Shoot.
Yeah.
But do you know how people in Fiji... Oh, man, I'm so
okay, so I still haven't... Okay, to be honest with you guys, though, I still haven't figured out the water bottle.
That's it.
Okay? I still haven't figured out, how do you use the water bottle with getting all over the water bottle and your hands? How do you... It's such a big bottle. It's so long, right?
Yeah, that's
the thing. It's there's a lot of things. I can look up tutorials, right? But
the first time
I'm not Googling how to use the bottle to wash your bum videos.
Corey can show you.
No, and I don't want to see it done either. No, I'm genuinely curious. I see the bottle, guys. Trust me. I look at it. I acknowledge that it exists, and every time I see it, I think, I don't know what to do with you. And
do you drink it?
Huh? Oh, dude. Oh, man. I just don't get it.
The first time I saw it was in public. I saw a water bottle. What the heck is this water bottle here for? And then a few times I've been seeing the water bottle, and now it just clicked on me. Oh, so they actually.
So do you?
Because I saw this old. I wouldn't say his race, but I saw this guy walked in the toilet with a bottle of water and came out with nothing. Oh, okay.
He shook his right hand?
No.
Oh.
I didn't want to shake his hand.
He comes up here, you're like...
You're like...
Hey! That's funny. Yeah, I don't know how it works. I guess... Yeah. But I will say this, and I did have somebody point this out to me. If for those of us who do use toilet paper, it is weird that our butt we're gonna get flagged for this, but that our buttholes are the only part on the body that we would imagine if you got poop on your shoulder and you just grabbed a piece of paper and you just did that. So you'd go get some soap, right? And you would wash it off and you'd rinse it and you'd wipe it off. But for whatever reason, we discriminate the butthole and we just give it a wipe with a piece of paper and we say that's enough. And then we walk away. And no other piece of part of the body would, every piece of the body would deserve more than that. But for some reason, the butthole doesn't receive the care that the rest of the body does. So.
What kind of care?
Huh? No, lotion and.
Good lotion.
Ito sisingon ni Tubal.
Okay, change something. Down this rabbit hole.
Okay.
So.
All right. Let's talk about tourism Fiji. We love talking about tourism Fiji. But anyways, what I want to say is that I don't think toilet paper people are better than water bottle people.
Yeah.
I think that you water bottle people are just as good, if not better, than us toilet paper people. So I think we can join hands and say, job well done. Right? Okay, moving on.
Music together. After water bottle, then toilet paper to dry it.
Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah. Or A4 paper. Yeah.
Newspaper.
Newspaper. Yeah. Dollar leaf.
Doon sa lahat.
Tourism Fiji is focusing on, wow, this is the most drastic change conversation ever. All right, on to our tourism discussion tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Tourism Fiji is focusing on spreading tourist island-based resorts and hotels instead of just inland areas. This comes as the national airline Fiji Airways sees a steady increase in seat capacity, and the Fiji Hotel and Tourism Association says that room inventory could fall short by about 4,000 rooms. The CEO, Mr. Hill, says they're exploring activities such as tours and cruises to keep tourists engaged while at the same time maintaining balanced accommodations. Okay, so that's interesting. That's not something that I guess I've thought of because I'm an idiot. Is that you need to market or you need to try to get? It's like I guess in a restaurant, you don't want people coming and sitting for like 4 or 5 hours. You want them to come, have their steak, and then go somewhere else, or you know what I mean? Like you want to keep the tables open. Like so, same thing with Fiji. You want them to fly into Nandi, but then also you want some of them to get off the island so that like this room, I guess, like, you know, along Coral Coast and, you know, Denarau and stuff like that. Because I guess a lot of people would just stop there if it's not marketed properly. So I guess that's also why Tourism Fiji exists, is that because I would just say, oh, it's on hotels to market themselves. Like, do your own work. Like, if you're not getting people, it's because you're not doing a good enough job. But also, I guess Tourism Fiji exists so that Fiji obviously has a good name in the tourism industry. So trying to, I guess, balance the marketing of the offshore resorts with the main ones on the mainland. So.
Oh man. Yeah, can I just read this one?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Who's the best person for you to take advice from?
Best person?
Yeah.
The best person, I guess, depends on what.
Maybe. Okay, say for business.
For business? I'd have to say Hormozi probably.
Hormozi, yeah. Alex Hormozi. If you guys don't know who this guy is, check him out.
I would definitely have to say Hormozi. Yeah. He's the goat of giving advice. Like if you guys I mean there's so many good resources for business. I mean I've invested tens of thousands of dollars in business education, I guess. But I haven't paid for a single thing from Hormozi because he gives it all away for free. So like the resources are out there. Just if you're willing, you want to know, like listen to podcasts, get his 99-cent book, like it's all out there. And he's like, we just saw that quote from him today.
Yeah.
You can build another business. This is just so he tweets like 5 or 6 times a day because he, apart from being an amazing businessman, he's also a very, very talented writer. And so he just did his book launch yesterday, and of which I have purchased the book, so I can now say that I've bought something from Alex Hormozi, which is nice. Actually, I bought 3 books. Maybe I'll give one away because I bought 3 so that I could give them away.
Yeah, you could give it away.
So maybe, when I get them, not the next live, but when I get them here, I'll give one away to somebody if you guys are actually really curious about business. Yeah. But what he said today is so simple, but it's so true. Is that you can build another business, but you can't build another reputation. And so basically, he's saying like, don't let your reputation go down because of your business. Shut the business down, reset, and learn from all the lessons that you learned along the way, but do not like sacrifice your reputation for the sake of a dying business. Because once you have a bad reputation, especially in a place like Fiji, word travels very, very fast. So you can start a new business, but you cannot get a new reputation. That's just a little tidbit from Hormozi, but he would definitely be the person that I would go
check and listen Alex Hormozi on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And he tweets a lot of his.
He tweets a lot.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
So if you're on Twitter, go check him out.
Yeah.
Well, the Sulu. Everybody's been asking about the Sulu. I feel like I've been reading it throughout. Have you been to
Can you see it? Can they see it?
Uni, or where did you get the Zulu from?
I think it was actually given to me by my auntie and uncle that we live with, because they used to live in Bati. And so, yeah, I think actually they gave it to us as a gift. Yeah, when we lived there. Or when they lived there years ago.
And you've been to Uni too?
Yeah. I went to Mate actually. But we're also working on Zulus as well. Actually, that's another piece of merch that we're going to be having. So maybe I could give a little sneak preview. Of the Zulu. I don't know if people care about it or not.
I love this question.
Is this from Isaac?
No, from Jay Hart. Ooh. This was the question I was looking for.
Yeah, that's an idea that we've thrown around.
On the Zulu.
For the Zulu?
Yeah.
Just black and white with our Mashi design. So just so you guys know, like, and we'll be dropping this. I've been waiting for a long time to drop something with the Mashi design. Like every single symbol in our tapa, in the Mashi, actually has a meaning. And so we're really excited to drop that and tell the story behind what our Mashi means to us.
Okay, can I read this question?
Yeah.
Okay. I have 3 questions. What is your biggest fear as a video creator? How do you deal with criticism or feel should? So basically, he just disappeared. Basically, he was asking, like, how do you take the criticisms? How was it challenging, like, when you face people with, like, negative comments and all that, and how do you take it?
Yeah, so with criticism, I guess I've worked in jobs before where I had to take criticism from people, and one thing I learned was if you're getting heat or hate or criticism from people, like, it's because something else is going on in the background. It's actually not because of you. Like, usually they might be, they're going through something at home personally. They had a fight with the wife and they came over, or they opened their Facebook up and they want to, spit some fire at you. So I just ignore most of it because I know that most of it isn't. I'm not the root cause of it. But it definitely makes me think, because I like to appreciate all the angles. I think I don't like to appreciate all the angles. I think it's important for us to try to see the different angles and how things are interpreted by different people. So, yeah, we even had some misinterpretations on our Facebook post. On the Facebook post I made when I was in Vili yesterday, and taking him to church. From people who were like, "Oh, should I talk about it?"
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I picked up this boy named Billy. So his mom, he's a single mom. His mom is a single mom, and they have 3 or 4 kids in the house. I don't know the reasons behind why she's single, so I'm not saying that the guy was a jerk and she was an angel or whatever. I don't know. All I know is that Billy hangs out around our coffee shop all the time, and he came up. He was always there, and it just looked like, he could use like some guidance, I guess. And so, he was hanging out with the kids when I put the kids to, work, like at the shop. Like, you guys might be surprised I put them to work. But like, I'm like, okay, come on, let's go pick garbage, or, let's go pull the weeds in the front. Like, it's good to teach kids these things. So I usually get Billy, if he's there, come help us out. And then we started going to this church, English speaking church, and we asked Billy if he wanted to come talk to his mom about it. And so he comes to church with us now on Sundays. And so yesterday I did a little recording. I thought it was funny because I'm like, Steph's not here, kids aren't here. I'm like, oh, well, all right, I'm going to be a dad to somebody today. And I was like thinking it was going to be, I think it was funny, because I was like, Leaky and Steph, if you're not careful, like, I'm going to be Billy's dad.
Yeah.
I was just joking around about it. And somebody's like, how insensitive are you to like joke about like, being his dad for the day? I'm like, or it's actually awesome that he might have a dad figure for the day who takes him to church and like takes him to Sunday school and like teaches him, how to be a responsible man, how to communicate, how to stand up for himself. So like, there's almost everybody except for this one person saw it in a positive light. But if you want to see things negatively, you're gonna be able to see a negative side to everything, and that's just. And I don't post all the good stuff that we do for Billy and his family or for other people. Like, there's also a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that I don't need to take credit for. So me doing the video yesterday was not being like, look how good of a person I am, looking after, a boy with a single mom. It was like, Billy's like part of our family almost. And so it just feels natural. Like when he comes, like you and like Koroy, like if he's like, like he didn't grow up in the village, right?
Yeah.
And so if he's like running around here yelling, then you guys are like, hey, keep it down. Like that's not how we talk in the village, like giving him like, teaching him about, just the ways to act, the ways to be a boy, a man, in this setting. Yeah.
Yeah, even me and Corey, we just like teach him how to behave in the village, being that because like same goes to what you said. Like he didn't grow up in a village, he didn't know the things, and we'll just like growl at him and like talk to him as if he's our little brother. Like,
yeah. And so I don't see the harm in that. I think we're actually commanded in the Bible to look after orphans and widows, and not that he is an orphan or his mother is a widower, but like I don't know, he's a kid that could use some love. So that's all we're trying to do.
Yeah. Question from Global Rugby: how much do I need to start a business?
You don't need anything really, actually. Like what you need, I guess, like you need a business license. So you need to go register your business. All right. There's really just three things. You need to go get your license. That's first step. Then you're gonna go open a bank account under that business name. Now you have a place to put the money that you make, right? So now you have a name. First you have a name, then you have a place to put the money under that name, and then you just need a way to take people's money. So if you need a credit card machine, or if you're just gonna take cash payments, you're set. So go register a business, go open a bank account, and then go get some like payment registry or payment processing equipment. Like, and then make a product that people want to buy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another one from Jihad. Okay, this is a good question. What is the most important lesson you've learned as a video creator? Nice question. Good question.
That the story matters. I think as a video creator, these are questions actually that's from spot, because I feel like later I'm gonna be like, oh, that's what I should have said. As a video creator, though, I think that the story matters more than the quality of videography. I think as videographers and editors, both of which I did myself or have done myself, is like we get caught up in like the shot and like making sure it looks perfect and stuff. But it's actually more important to like have a good storyline for people to follow along with from start to finish, and the structure of that. So, hooking people in at the beginning, and that sounds weird because it sounds clickbaity, but you got to hook people somehow. You got to convince them that it's going to be worth watching. Then give them some value, right? Like during the whole thing, and then ask people to come back at the end.
Okay, I got this one from Tyrone Bati, who edits your videos. Basically who's your video editor, but and if there's job opportunities, he's asking for a friend. He's a videographer and a photographer too.
His friend is?
He is.
Oh, okay. So dude, I always want to hire the right people, and we're looking to add people to that team right now because we may or may not be opening a business in that industry in the next few weeks here. I mean, I just heard a little birdie told me something, and we might have spent a lot of money on new gear. So all the short form stuff that you see on YouTube Shorts, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram is all the man who's behind the camera right now, Tui, and then all the vlogs that you've seen are all the long form vlogs on YouTube are me up to this point. So we just got a bunch of new equipment and Tui will be taking over long form and short form. And because of the business we're starting, we need to add to the team because we're going to be doing content for other people as well.
Yeah.
Marketing and website building, all that stuff.
Hey, Monday, Tweet for president.
Tweet for president, yeah. Yeah. Tweet for gym. Tweet for leather bags. Tweet for left bicep tattoos. Then we can just add Stewie on the back of his name. And call him Stewie.
Hey, take him on the back.
Hey. Shall I read something here?
Yep.
All right. Association calls for Dr. Fong's resignation. Ooh.
Yeah, that's bro, that was on fire on Twitter.
Okay, so explain. What's going on Twitter?
So, like, a lot of nurses,
are any of you guys on Twitter? Like, you know, guys watching?
Yeah, a lot of nurses, they were, like, complaining about how he was threatening them with their pay or something like that if they were like, to leave or something like that. So, it's all in the article.
Okay, so I just read it?
Yeah.
It's a really short article. The Fiji Nursing Association is calling for the resignation of the Permanent Secretary of Health and other key decision-making officers within the Ministry of Health. A protest banner displayed at the gates of the association's headquarters this morning calls for the resignation of Permanent Secretary Dr. James Fong, Director of Human Resources Joe Fuata, and Chief Nurse Colleen Wilson. The Nursing Association got bananas around here, and they got all these like black, you know, those black like scorpion things. Yeah.
Scorpion king.
Hey.
Pigeon scorpion king.
The Nursing Association has been at loggerheads. Okay. You know, this person might actually be like a follower of ours, so I shouldn't say anything, but the best way to create content or write descriptions or write news articles has got to be to write at a very low reading level. Like, let's shoot for like grade 3 or grade 4 reading level, because I'll read the sentence. The Nursing Association has been at loggerheads with the Ministry of Health over the treatment of nurses within the public health machinery. So I don't know what that word loggerhead means. Is that a really common word?
Yeah.
I feel like somebody looked up like odds. Like, the Nurse Association has been at odds with the Ministry of Health over the treatment of nurses within the public health machinery. We could just say system though, right?
Right.
Within the public health system. But when you say loggerhead, then I have to go, you know, define loggerhead. And that's what we're going to do right now, live and on location, okay? We're going to search Google for loggerhead. It's a village, apparently, in Denbighshire, Wales. So define, other than the location, we're going to figure out what. A reddish brown turtle with a very large head. Okay, so this Nursing Association has been its head with the Ministry of Health over the treatment of nurses within public health machinery. Concerns over pay, pending allowances, work conditions, and the system for selecting senior positions in the ministry are factors contributing to this rift. Dr. Fong has not given any comments to this stage. So apart from the turtle, it sounds like they're upset about the pay.
Yeah. Something like that.
Remove PS Health, HR, Chief Nurse. Pay equity to retain nurses. Our patients don't have to die due to lack of nurses. So, what was going on Twitter? Was there anything else going on? They were just complaining about the pay?
Yeah, they were complaining about, well, a lot of people who know him personally, right? People work in the medical field.
Yeah.
Or they were treated with him.
Right.
So, there's a bit of, like, split between, like, the medical people.
Right.
So, vouching for him, while a lot of nurses saying how they get treated by Dr. Fong behind the curtain.
Right.
You know, how he trains them and all that.
Yeah.
So it's really big. Since yesterday, a lot of nurses, like, well, I didn't know this, but like a lot of like medical people who were on X, not Twitter, X,
Oh, actually,
commenting about that, and it's funny because it's the same thing that they're just talking about a repetition of how they get treated by talking.
I mean, you're always gonna have enemies when you're at the top, right?
Mm.
That's just inevitable. I think that maybe the problem is that, and I'm saying this because it seems to be a consistent theme across Fijian companies and government offices, is that like there doesn't seem to be like a lot of clarity given to staff like in the lower positions maybe. So when people say we need more pay, maybe they don't have any money to give more pay. You know, well but everybody assumes like you're taking the pay, you're giving it to all these admin staff, and we deserve more pay. But like maybe explain the whole situation to everybody so everybody can understand a little bit better what's going on.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like resources are not unlimited, and the government's budget is not free money. That's your VAT increase that pays for that budget. You know what I mean? There's our money that pays nurses' wages. So maybe there's a discrepancy that like they're not open about that would help people understand.
And why they are getting like undercut wages or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, then again, like it's been going on for a long time, right?
Right.
So they don't see any changes, and like they're starting to, voice up.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't do that in the last government.
Yeah.
So with this government, they'll be able to like speak up on what they've been going through for I don't know for how long.
Right. And despite the difficulties that this like 3-party coalition has, just because it's 3 parties, it's also hard following up from a government where people felt afraid to speak, right? Because you can speak now, and then everybody's like, all right, whoosh, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of problems that people didn't talk about before the election because they might have been scared. I don't know. I wasn't scared to talk about things, but like I didn't really have anything to talk about, I guess. Like my frustrations haven't changed, or yeah.
Oh yeah, so Mysore Church says PS4 MOH is getting 1,500 a week.
Ooh. Nice.
That's good.
Yeah. It's really good. That's like that's as much as a loggerhead turtle.
Wait, think about that. Think about that.
Okay. You got something, or should I pull this up? So
what do you think of the charges for biosecurity uncovered here in Fiji?
I don't know much about them.
It's from Stephanie coming. Okay, maybe I'll refer this question like, what do you think of like the limitations they've been given for like the amount of cover?
What you can take? I think it's tons. Like we can take 15 kgs to Canada with us when we fly, which is heaps. So I don't know what the biosecurity charges are though, on if you're trying to export. If you're trying to export kava, I don't know what that is. On Fiji rice, though, you had an article here. They're doing awareness programs with farmers. So they had 1,000 tons this year. Wow. So Fiji rice is deepening its engagement with farmers. So FBC show Sangam Holy Matters last night. Board chair Raj Sharma. Oh, Raj. He's got his hands in everything, that guy. Yeah, I think they're doing a big study, actually. There was a group. Remember when we kept going back to the restaurant in town here? There was like a group in a government vehicle, a white Hilux.
Yeah.
There was like 4 or 5 of them for like a month straight. They would eat there every night.
Yeah.
They were from Fiji Rice. They're doing like analysis on.
Okay.
Yeah. On
agriculture.
Yeah, with agriculture.
Oh,
yeah, but they were doing analysis. Sorry, not with Fiji rice. They're with agriculture.
Oh.
Doing analysis on rice because rice used to be a huge thing in Fiji,
Mm.
and then it just wasn't all of a sudden. So, let's go into sports. Let's do one thing from sports, and then I'll take one more question, and then we'll call it a day. What do you think? And then we'll talk about who's gonna win $100. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. So when we talk about sports, what do you? So we were gonna talk about the Owen Farrell
Yeah.
tackle
Mm.
and how his yellow card that was upgraded to a red card, which meant that he was gonna miss 6 games, I think, which would put him out of basically like most of the World Cup. And then there was a private third party panel that did the investigation. It was made up of 3 members from 3 different countries, and they overturned it.
Mm.
And they overturned it based on the fact that there was a forward from the English team. I can't remember what his name was. Kind of like moved. What was the Welsh player's name now? Anyways,
cool.
They got tackled. The guy who got like high tackled.
Oh. By Owen Farrell.
Yeah. So Owen Farrell, who is the England playmaker, he like basically just gave like a straight shoulder with no wrap, like to this guy's chin. And they said that Owen Farrell's teammate kind of like made the guy change. That's what resulted in the high tackles.
Mm.
But and so they said there was mitigating factors, basically. That's what they look for. But the problem is that like you've seen Owen Farrell do stand-up tackles before, like just in my quick research. He did it against Esther Hazen from South Africa. If you look up that tackle, it was the same exact tackle. And I don't think he even got penalized for that one, actually. That was in a test match. And
in top 14 too.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's done in top 14. Here's the thing with English rugby is like, so I played for a month in England, and people hate, like, if you're gonna hate a team in the world, it's usually England. They're just, for whatever reason, it's everybody's team that they'll cheer against, and then therefore the English number 10 will be like the most hated guy in rugby typically. What's the other guy, Marcus?
The one that got red card too.
Did he get a red card as well?
The number 8 for.
No, number 10. The other one, the English.
Marcus, the short guy. No?
Yeah, short Asian guy. I'm just curious now. Marcus Smith? Yeah. So maybe he'll be back in the squad. I don't know why he's out of it. But yeah, so he's Owen Farrell as England's number 10 is gonna be default, like the most hated guy automatically. And then when he does something like this, it's gonna make him even more hated. But people feel like it's very unfair. When you watch the video, it doesn't look like there was no hinge at the hips. Like when you tackle, you should be hinging at your hips and going down. There was no hinge. It was straight up. It was like the purpose of stand-up tackles usually is to dislodge ball, right? Like you want to be up high so you can like get your hand in and like pull the ball out or dislodge the arm. And it didn't work out, and I think that he should be punished for it. Nigel Owens, the very famous referee, thinks it's a complete joke as well. I read an article from him, and he said that like he should 100% be missing the World Cup. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's unfair. But on our last sports note, the Fiji water flying Fijians coach Simon Rawelui holds the belief that refining their on-field consistency will be imperative as they prepare for the upcoming Rugby World Cup. The aspect stands out as one of the focal points he identified following their initial warm-up match against France yesterday, where Fiji lost 34-17. Rawelui says the team's pursuit of greater consistency in their performance on the field moving forward is paramount. At the breakdown, turnovers from Nanti was excellent in the midfield, and then we were spending time turning the ball over. So it was a lot of good things. Yeah, I thought it was a really good performance. I thought it was. Um, I mean, there's always stuff to work on. How about our number 10? I love him,
Cool.
Caleb Bunch. Yeah,
Oh,
he's a
yeah,
busy,
he proved
he's a busy
himself.
boy, man. Huh?
Steady.
Proved
Steady.
himself.
We met his grandmother.
80
Huh?
minutes, eh?
We met his grandmother on
Yeah,
the
we
weekend.
met his grandmother
Boy,
yesterday.
when I saw him on
Wait,
the field
yesterday? Oh, on Saturday.
on Saturday, when I saw him, I'm like, whoa, he looks like his grandmother.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like when we get that person introduced, like
Yeah.
that's Caleb, that's the Fiji number 10 grandmother. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, it's so nice to meet you. It's so
Yeah.
cool. And then I saw him, I'm like, wow, he really looks like his grandmother. But Caleb, you have a really nice grandma. She's very friendly.
Mm.
So I think the boys play they play England next, right?
Mm.
They just landed in London today. And so I think that game will be on this Sunday as well. But I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be at 2:15 a.m. England versus Fiji this Sunday, 2:15 a.m. Yeah. So this last game was like perfect. Like I had a Zoom at the start at 4 a.m. It finished at 5:30. Then Fiji started at 7 a.m. and that finished at like what 8:45. And then I went to church at 10. It's like the best Sunday ever. And then when I got back from church, I watched UFC 292.
Oh,
and O'Malley
yeah,
step
O'Malley.
back right hand.
Good on the second
Dude,
round, man.
sick. Who else out here watches UFC? I don't know. There's not many people who do, but I love martial arts. I used to dabble in a little Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so I like to call myself a second-degree white belt. What do you have for question?
From Global Rugby.
Yeah.
What's on your bucket list?
What's on my bucket list?
Yeah.
Okay. So business-wise, I feel like I have different buckets. Okay, in business, like I want to have the most innovative company in South Pacific, like I said, by 2031. So that would be having the most diverse portfolio, I guess, of businesses. 13 chickens, man. Slide, baby, slide. And then personally, would be for the Waka brand to be on the front of the Fiji Rugby jersey by that same year, by 2031. So I want to be the main sponsor for Fiji for a Rugby World Cup one day. That will happen. It just takes time. So that would be on the bucket list. Greedily, I got my eye on a. I've had my eye on a boat for many years. It's a dream boat or a dream boat, and that'll be getting got if I can. But there's a lot of other things that I want to do before that as well. So build a couple schools, build some orphanages. I know some people in Africa who do really cool ministries and like things that I would have done if I went into ministry, which is like starting like technical and trade schools. And so I'd love to fund a couple schools and build some orphanages, do some of that stuff. Yeah, that would be my bucket list. And yeah, I would really like to reward my wife for like being here one day. Because I'm telling you guys, and you guys know this, but like I'm so lucky, like being married to like a girl from Canada who's willing to like, live in a village house, and not complain and thrive and push me and be a great mom. So rare, So I'd love to be able to spoil her one day. Yeah.
It's from Esau Isaac. Do you ever think of like doing a backpack in Sanganga, Sabsabu?
Yeah, so I have some friends at Immersion Fiji. Actually, they're located in the new Noe Marina. So you can do like fishing charters with them. You can go to like the sand, the sandbank, like out in the middle of the ocean for a day. You can go to waterfalls with them, stand up paddleboards, kayaks, and so I would talk to them about maybe one day doing like a river tour. Like so, start bringing people. Like we have to build out the infrastructure a little bit because like very high end clientele usually. And so have like a van that picks people up down there, brings them here. We kayak down the river to town, get off, and then go for coffee at the coffee shop, and then like take them back.
Back to New York.
So I kind of have like come to the village, do like sebu, do like a really like traditional, kind of like welcoming and protocol, and like have some steps going down to the river, kayaks waiting there, and then probably 2 hours of kayaking down this like jungle river into town, getting out the kayaks, walk up the steps, going to the coffee shop.
Awesome.
Maybe. I'm talking about that. I mean, I guess another thing on my like very distant bucket list would be to do like a next level kind of 7-star single villa up the river here, and have it like be a place that's like we don't cut the trees down. We build the house like around the trees, so the trees like literally come up to the house, and have it at the big pool that's up there, and have it be like a private villa where like we would do all the things here and everything here, and we would take it there for people, and so like like a couple or a family come and stay there and have like the whole jungle kind of thing to themselves and not be like bothered by staff.
Awesome.
That'd be kind of cool.
That's another plan, right?
Yeah, maybe one day. Like I think maybe around. I don't have any interest actually in getting into like the hotel and accommodation industry. I think that's just kind of like maybe more of an ego thing. But I thought it'd be really neat. Like I think Fiji caters a lot to like the tropical white sandy beach thing, but very little to like what we have, even almost what we have just as much or more of in the interior villages. And
Jonathan explain.
What did you say again?
A lot of people just experience the plastic
Fiji,
but a lot of them wanna experience the real Fiji.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Another one here from what's this?
Thank you guys, by the way, for the questions. This was fun.
So,
I'm enjoying it.
Enlightened Fireball, would you advocate on green tourism, like tourists who prefer living on some? All right, we're answering this question. Interacting with the locals and the Porsche resorts.
Read the first part of the question.
Would you advocate on green tourism, like tourists who prefer living on farms and interacting with the locals? And
yeah, for sure. I think
those who prefer the Porsche resorts.
Yeah, there's guys who have done it before. I don't know if it's been executed in a way that can be can be done long term, but there's definitely ways to get people out here and get them like on the farm planting and living like the village life. There is less people that want to do that though, obviously, than people that want to go to like the big fancy resorts, right? And have that Fiji water experience, that they've always dreamed of or that they've been sold. But I definitely advocate for that. But I'm also not like tricked by like companies. I won't name anybody, but like if you're like when you say green initiative, like there's so many people that just hop on that bandwagon, so we have an organic cleaning company in Canada, okay, residential and commercial cleaning company, and it's organic because we don't say green, we say organic because we use all organic products. We don't claim to have like a lot of like green initiatives or whatever. The reason why we use organic products is because when Steph wanted to start the business, I told her you have 1 year to get it off the ground and running and profitable. Otherwise, like we'll just pivot and we'll do something else. But we're not going to waste like more than 1 year on it. And if you're going to do it, I don't want you working with harsh chemicals because they burn. Like eventually, like she lost her fingerprints at one point because of like the chemicals, like bleach and all this stuff that's in these cleaners. So I'm like, we have to use an organic product. And so we found a great one that's actually way cheaper than everything, all other products, and it does a better job. And so now we have an organic cleaning company. But like companies, like if you're like a big transportation company that has like calls themselves green, or like, like when hotels say like, hey, we're a green hotel. If you don't use a towel, don't move it so that we don't rewash it. It's like, get out of here. Like you planted like 5 mangrove trees last year for your green initiative, and that's it. But like if you're like a transportation company and you have like an airline company and you say like you're so green and you look after the environment, while I'm at the end of my like 13-hour liters of jet fuel.
Hmm.
It's not joking anybody, I guess.
A lot of people are asking about our background, like how the weather is good,
Yeah.
how
Awesome.
beautiful it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
It is nice,
this is we got a green screen at the back. So what are you seeing right now is
Just the
Oh yeah.
just the
Why
screen.
does it look real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Why does it look so real?
Oh yeah, no, it's all fake.
Yeah, it's all fake. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Hey,
sound
hey.
effects,
Yeah, the chicken.
chickens, the birds.
Yeah. It's all green screen.
Yeah.
It's actually in the studio right now.
And John's not here with him.
Yeah.
He's somewhere else. Yeah.
I'm like AI. So yeah. This is just in your imagination. One more question. And then we'll decide on who wins today.
Yeah.
I think I already know.
Yeah. What's your favorite Indian dish from Nimitaram?
Biryani. Next question.
Biryani. Oh, really? Do you know how to speak Hindi?
Huh?
Hindi?
No.
A little bit.
No.
Square biscuit.
Hey, Dad, Leaky comes up to me. Dad, you know how to say biscuit in Hindi? Yeah. No, actually, I don't. He's like, square biscuit, hey. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, no. No, dude. Oh, kid. Okay, one more. But biryani, if you guys ever want to spoil me, just bring me some biryani.
Biryani.
Oh, man. I went to the state of Gujarat in India last year to look at some machinery, and I smashed biryani like every day. Oh, so good, man.
But the one you cook, I can't take it.
It's too hot?
It's too hot. Yeah.
That's what we should have made tonight.
No. Really? You
Yeah.
make that?
No.
Because we're gonna work again. We're gonna work again. Okay, got this one from Isaac. John, since you do vlogs, can you explain how can you earn money from YouTube? And if so, how much and how can you they receive it? What do they need?
Yeah, so with the reason that we're able to monetize YouTube is because we all these companies, like, we don't make any money from Facebook and Instagram or TikTok, as most people, unlike what most people think, because these companies have not made agreements with whatever authorities that be in Fiji to be able to pay people in this country, and therefore, pay income, pay the required taxes to the people in Fiji. So I do not know if you were in Fiji, if you would be able to actually monetize your YouTube, or if you have to go through somebody you knew overseas, I guess.
I don't know how they do it in Fiji.
Yeah.
That's the reason why Facebook and Instagram, because we can't monetize in that.
Yeah.
Right? We can't make money on Facebook.
I would honestly do this.
Fiji, right?
Yeah, in Fiji. So like, we don't really make hardly any money from YouTube. That's not why we do it. Like, we're monetized because, in my opinion, it's like if YouTube sees a channel and it's a channel that has authorized monetization, that means that they can make money off of you. Like, YouTube makes money off of us. You keep 50. And so if you don't check the monetization, like, turn that box, then nobody's making money, and they don't put ads on your videos, so they're not going to promote them as much. So I think a way better way to make money off of YouTube is to do affiliate marketing. So basically, how would I explain this? So if I have a hardware store, you would come to me, Isaac, right?
Yeah.
Did I ask a question? Yeah. So Isaac, you would come to me and you would say, hey, for every person that comes here and says that they're here because they watch my video or they use a code that you give me, I get 5% of the sale.
Like affiliate marketing.
Yeah, it's affiliate marketing. Yeah. So because for me, it's like, I would definitely do that. Like, as a business owner, like, if you're sending me customers that I wouldn't have had, and they're saying like they're here because of you. The way this works online, typically with affiliate marketing, is you have like a link that you put in your YouTube, in the description of the YouTube video, and people click on it. When they go buy the stuff, they get a certain percentage of that sale.
So that works with other things like Amazon's or like whatever products.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you say like that is the only way like people here in Fiji could make money, could make a lot of money? I mean, would you like consider that?
No, like I think it just takes like some creativity and like going up to business owners, like they don't have to do anything. Like you would just have to figure, because the link makes it easy because it's very clear. Like you're able to the hard part with like actually people coming into a location is that there have to be somebody who tracks that, right? So if that was like, hey, for every person that comes into your shop and writes a review and says that I was the one who sent them there, like I get such a percentage of their sales or something. You'd have to figure out an agreement with the business owner.
Yeah.
For somebody to track all the customers that came to them because of you. Yeah. But I think you're way better off. You can make way more money doing that instead. Yeah.
And I feel like that's the move that all these businesses, these small businesses should do. Also, I mean, like with social media and using all these platforms.
Yeah.
Like how we are doing it right now. I would like, we talked about it before. Like we wouldn't be able to do the things that we do now if it wasn't for using like social media.
No way. So like you got to go after those small businesses, because if I could figure out a way, like if there was a creator that approached me and be like, hey, I'm gonna send you clients that you didn't have before, but I need to take a little cut, I'd be like, okay, sounds good. Like but as a business owner, I just have to know what my profit margins are. So if I'm like 40% profit margins, okay, you take 5%, sure. I mean, it's a customer I didn't have before, right? Sure.
I like this one from Tyrone Bucknell. I think the businesses in Fiji haven't gone to a place where they can comfortably do affiliate marketing with content creators.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like people like Cots and creators.
Yeah, like I haven't thought about it at all, but it would take like an evening of chatting it over. Maybe would you guys want me to come up with some ideas of how like content creators could collab with local businesses? We can talk about it on the next one, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, so then any of you have a phone, right? You're probably watching this on a phone right now. That means that you can create content. And that means that you can go to a business and say, for no charge at all, I will send people to your business if you give me a little bit of that purchase money. I can try to think of some ways that could work if it interests anybody. If not, I'll use my time to think about things that make me money until that time. Anyways,
one more.
Let's do it.
Can you speak in the Marban Kaintawa? Can you speak in the Marban dialect?
Yeah, like I think I'd probably I find it difficult to. I can understand like mostly all Fijian. When I go to church, I get lost because of just I guess the structure of the sentences and some of the words that are used, I guess. But yeah, I can make it through like a basic conversation. Yeah, but I was really, really like self-conscious about it up until just like a couple years ago, and then I realized that like, we all have our strengths. Like some of us get to speak 2 languages, some of us speak 3, right? Some of us speak 1, and it depends. I could, if I wanted to put my effort into it, but I think like a lot of people deserve my effort being put into other places. Like my family or my employees deserve me trying to figure out like how to like better profit margins or come up with new business ideas rather than like learn Fijian fluently. I think learning Fijian fluently would help me a lot personally. I don't think it would benefit all the other people that matter to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so like I care about it and I want to, but yeah. Yeah, just and I don't care what people think anymore, what people say.
Even I struggle with mine. Maybe because I've been like working from like different places and like I get to learn their language.
Yeah.
So I can speak Maluata and like Lakon Rave and like Tavini.
Yeah.
So when I speak my dialect, it's all mixed.
Together. Right. Right.
It's not that my dad is like just speak brown to me because you never know, you might just start swearing at us right now. So
wow.
don't blame me. It's not me like working here for the past few years and I jumped here and I went to Tavini and I came back. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
Even now it's like learning how to speak Sanganga and I can have
Right.
yeah. So I had to like keep on like the phone with my dad sometimes just so I could like practice my language.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. And like, if it sounds bad, I don't know if my dad's still watching or not. But did he ever message me? No, he didn't. Sure. Wow. You're such a passive listener. You are not getting $100, Dad. Yeah, I think it does. I think a lot of language stuff is the responsibility of fathers. And my father, like if I was to have learned Fijian, it would have been his responsibility to teach me. My mom doesn't speak it. How could she teach me? That being said, I feel like I walked away from under his care with the stuff that actually really matters, like a love for Jesus, and seeing him as an example of somebody who loved Jesus and inspiring me to do the same. And like I would choose that over learning all the languages in the world any day. You know what I mean? It's also like, hey, like I feel like my dad could have done a better job in the language department, but like I also know people who speak more than one language and they have sucky dads. It's like, like I'm not gonna complain about my dad's performance in that, but
like, bro, like I've seen you like talk in your language, in your dialect.
Right.
You're pretty good. Yeah, I'd give you a solid
7,
6,
6,
7. Yeah,
6.
Yeah,
Come on,
6,
6. Yeah.
6.5.
Yeah. The big, it's the big words. Like
the big words, but you can understand. Like when we're having like a normal conversation.
Yeah. Like I was talking to my dad yesterday. I'm like, how would you say like depressed? Like this is not about like our conversation, like about our dialect specifically. Like I was like, like what is he was saying something about depressed. He was talking to somebody. Huh? But he was saying like he said like Yalumbimbi. Yeah. And like and that's like means literally like a heavy heart, right? Yeah. What did he say? Lomo, yeah. Like tired thoughts or something, right? Yeah, tired thoughts and a heavy heart. And so like in really cool ways, the Fijian language is actually like it's very, very like archaic and doesn't capture a lot, at least in the Bible, like a lot of the like joy and happiness. It's like the same word, and it's like, oh, but it's actually so different, in some cases.
Yeah.
But then in some cases, like depressed, like okay, depressed in English, depressed. But then what about like my thoughts are tired and my heart is heavy. That's actually so beautiful, right? In sometimes, right? It's actually really neat. So I love the language. I just
can you like switch it up so easily like that?
Me?
Yeah.
You know what helps is like when I know there's a person I'm only going to be speaking with, like my grandmother or my auntie or like one of the old, grandfathers here. Then I'm like, I think it's just like mental switch.
Yeah.
And I think I overthink it as an adult. Like, so if I make a mistake in Fijian, they're gonna like switch to English or something, right? And like help me out. Yeah. But like when it's like one of the oldies, it's like this is how it's going, man. You gotta understand it. Yeah.
Well, I can switch it easily now. Like if I'm in Maluata and somebody talks to me like Boi, I'll speak in that dialect.
Right.
But for me, it was the easiest one for me was in Tavini when I was working in Tavini. And Ma, I can just like easily.
Oh really?
Yeah, just speak it. Huh. When I was like doing the sebu the day for jazz.
Oh yeah.
I was like almost like saying like something in Tavini. Like, oh shoot, yeah.
Mana man.
Really? Mendengar money. Mana man?
Grog. Okay. No,
Wait.
Decided on that.
Wait.
Okay.
What's your favorite Bible verse? What's your favorite Bible verse?
Of all time?
Of all time. Yeah.
Oh. And John 3:16 sounds so cliche.
What's the Bible verse that you always go to when you're feeling down and when you?
I don't have one actually. That's a good question. I wish I had my Bible, like a bunch of my favorite ones written in French. My favorite book in the Bible is Philippians. Yeah, I always had 4:13 written on my kit when I was playing rugby. Probably because I was inspired by Rugby or something like that. So yeah, maybe Philippians 4:13. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions?
Enlighten Fireball. Next time, make the prize money $1,000. YouTube will crash.
Yeah.
And just like from normally his favorite Bible verse, Matthew 6:34. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. And Tyrone's.
Yeah. Well, let's go. Let's do this. And what is some of your favorite Bible verses?
Tyrone's favorite Bible verse is John 11:35. Jesus wept.
That was when we were like kids and we'd like, okay, everybody has to have a memory verse that is like, thank you, Jesus. And you're like, oh my gosh.
Mana man. All right. Shall we announce it?
Okay, you write down who you, or here, I'll write it down here. Yeah. I think it should be.
This like people from Sabu.
Yeah?
Yeah. People from Sabu are. Yeah, I feel like that was like a real. It wasn't a joke. It was a real one.
What?
The story.
Yeah.
Mana man.
Maybe
Kasabu.
Yeah.
It's I think that's Bucknell's village. So. Yeah.
Okay, T's just writing down some of the names, and then we're gonna give away $100. But what you guys are gonna, so the name that I say, this is instructions. You're gonna have to go on Facebook or Instagram and send us a DM with what you want. Like, do you want a hoodie, and what size? If you want a hoodie, I think we have Laura. Do you want the hoodie? We need the size. We need your address. Okay. Money. Then you got to send us a number that we can entice that $100 to. So this is fun, and I appreciate everybody being on here today. Basically, it comes down to 3 people. This is actually hard now that you've written them all down. Should I just divide the money in 3?
No, you can choose.
Yeah.
So maybe like one money and one hoodie.
One money and one hoodie.
Yeah. And then exclude the third one.
Okay. I get it. How about this time we do the money and next time we do a hoodie?
Hoodie?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Get the cheese there.
All right. So I think it'll be the name that I wrote down.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
There was 3 really, really good ones. But I think the winner today is Isaac.
Yeah.
So Isaac, DM us on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you for participating. Thank you, Global Rugby. Thank you, Tyrone Bucknell. It was fun. It was good to do this with everybody, talk back and forth. And so we will be doing this again on Friday at 4:30. I hope that this was fun enough that it warrants coming back, even if I do a giveaway or not. But in the meantime, like, I love to answer your guys' questions. Was I supposed to figure out some affiliate stuff for? Who was wondering? Isaac, right? Did he say anything? Like, did he want ideas or not?
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll see if I can come up with some ideas, and then you can remind me on Friday, Isaac, and we'll see what I came up with. In the meantime, my name is Jonathan. This was On the Mat. Meet us here this Friday again at 4:30. Until next time, we'll see you later. Peace.